start with the 12th quality, that is surrender to Krishna, Krishna-eka-sharana. One of the deepest qualities of a Vaishnava is complete surrender to Krishna. Surrender does not mean weakness, passivity or abandoning responsibility. True surrender means placing one's faith, purpose and consciousness in Bhagwan while performing one's duties sincerely. We have a shloka from Bhagavad Gita 18.66. Sarva dharman parityaj mam ekam sharanam braja aham tam sarva papebhyo moksheshami ma sucha. A surrender person understands, I am not the ultimate controller, I am the instrument of divine purpose. In law, excessive ego often creates corruption, manipulation and abuse of authority. In spirituality, surrender removes arrogance and aligns human action with dharma. Surrender brings reality because the person no longer acts merely for selfish ambition, fear or prestige. A surrender mind gains courage because it depends on higher truth rather than temporary power. Srila Prabhupada demonstrates complete surrender when he travelled alone from India to America at nearly 70 years of age. He possessed no institutional backing, limited money, uncertain health and no guarantee of success. Yet he accepted the instruction of his spiritual master as his life mission. During the difficult ocean journey abroad, the Jalduta, Prabhupada suffered heart attacks but continued depending fully on Krishna. His famous prayer expressed humility and surrender. He saw himself only as a puppet in Krishna's hands. Despite immense uncertainty, his surrender became the foundation for a worldwide spiritual movement. This teaches us that surrender is not escapism. It encourages faith combined with determined action. Chaitanya Charitamrita, we have a profound example from for Chaitanya Charitamrita is the surrender of Sanatana Goswami to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sanatana Goswami held a highly prestigious government position with wealth, influence and political authority. Yet internally he felt spiritually incomplete. He eventually renounced material prestige and approached Mahaprabhu with deep humility, asking, "Who am I and why am I suffering?" This question reflects genuine surrender, the willingness to seek truth beyond ego and social identity. Mahaprabhu then instructed Sanatana Goswami extensively on Bhakti, the soul devotional service and spiritual responsibility. Sanatana later became one of the most principal acharyas of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, known as Sanatana Goswami. His life demonstrated that surrender does not diminish intelligence or dignity, it purifies and elevates them. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Gajendra is one of the greatest examples of surrender. Caught helplessly by a crocodile and unable to save himself, despite immense effort, Gajendra finally surrendered fully to Bhagwan and prayed sincerely for divine protection. At that moment, Lord Vishnu personally appeared and delivered him. Bhagavatam teaches that surrender is not defeat, it is the awakening of spiritual dependence on the Supreme. We have another example of Draupadi. Nobody could save Draupadi. Her 5 illustrious Pandavas, the greatest warriors, could not save him. Bhishma, Drona, all Vidura, Dhritarashtra, all the major Kauravas and Pandavas who were there in that assembly were not able to save him. Her own strength was not able to save him. She finally surrendered to Lord Shri Krishna and Shri Krishna extended his help in the form of sari and saved Draupadi from the disrobing. So friends, in legal principles we can see a legal reflection of surrender appears in constitutional supremacy and the rule of law. In a healthy legal system, even powerful individuals and institutions must surrender to constitutional principles rather than acting according to personal ego or arbitrary authority. Judges, lawyers, government and citizens alike are expected to function with a framework higher than individual ambition.
Hey, how's it going? I'm looking forward to work.
Similarly, spiritual surrender means aligning oneself with divine order rather than selfish impulses. Law without submission to principle becomes trinity, and life without surrender to higher truth becomes chaos. A surrender lawyer serves justice, not merely personal victory. A surrender judge protects dharma above popularity or pressure. A surrender spiritualist acts with humility rather than ego. Surrender does not destroy individuality, it sanctifies it. Law disciplines external behavior through constitutional order. Spiritual surrender disciplines internal consciousness through devotion. Together they create responsible and ethical civilization. The 12th Vaishnava quality, surrender to Krishna, reflects the highest spiritual intelligence. Sanatana Goswami showed the real greatness begins with ego, when ego boasts before truth. Prabhupada demonstrated that surrender combined with courage can transform the world. A surrender person is not controlled by fear, prestige or temporary success. They become guided by divine purpose. This is where law and spirituality unite duty with humility, authority with accountability, and action guided by higher truth. Thank you so much.